In this episode, I go over my top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day, September 29th, 2021. What is going on, guys? Justin here, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going over my top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day, September 29th, 2021, and I must say it is yet again another great week for comics. This is seriously the best time to be reading comics. If you are here right now in the premiere chat, thank you so much for hanging out. If you're watching the replay, thanks for doing that as well. Either way, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, we are getting closer and closer to that 1K, and once we get there, it's going to be a huge celebration. We're going to have a huge online YouTube party here on the channel and all that other fun stuff. So I'm going to just jump right into it. If you guys are not familiar, I just go over my top 10 books that are coming out next week that I'm looking forward to, that I'm excited for. If you guys agree with the list that I have here, leave a comment in the comment section below. Or if you don't agree with the list that I have here, still leave a comment in the comment section below. Either way, would appreciate it, and always looking for feedback. Always would love to hear what you guys are reading. If I missed something, throw the recommendation my way, and let's talk about it. So I'm going to jump right into it with my number 10 pick of the week, and that's going to go to These Damn Kids, issue number 1. This is by Second Sight Publishing, and this is a book that really caught my attention, clearly with the cover. If you guys are looking at this right now, These Damn Kids, it's a horror book. It's written by Bradley Golden and also by Peter Abreu, excuse me. And then the artist, Helmut Racho, do not know who that is, but it looks super dark, super creepy. I am in the Halloween mode now at this point. I know I've talked about horror books that have been coming out lately, but that's why that this is on my list right here. And to give you a short clip of it, it says, it takes place in a small town, Vicksburg, Mississippi, where the children have been acting strange. There have been reports of parents being attacked by the very children that they raised. Some have even gone to school to try and kill the teachers and faculty. The town sheriff has brought in a new young rookie cop. And that's all we get from this. So I am really looking forward to seeing where this goes. I am just like all on board, like I said, Halloween mode completely now that we're, almost through September, which is just crazy. But anyways, that's going to be my number 10 pick of the week. These Damn Kids, issue number 1. Next up is my number 9, which I'm going to go with this book here. It's an Aftershock book, 10 Years to Death. I think it's just a one-shot from what I was looking at before. It's written by Aaron Douglas and the artwork by Cliff Richards. The opening sentence here says Shawshank Redemption meets The Sixth Sense, inspired by our eerily bone-chilling true story. That right there, I'm like, okay, it's on the list. Like, let's check this out. I mean, you guys should already know by now, anything Aftershock puts out, whether it's a issue 1 or it's a one-shot like what I think this is, or they're calling it a one-shock, in quotes here, I'm on board. I'm totally on board to at least give it a shot. I have not been, everything I've read so far by Aftershock's just been home runs. So I have no problem with continuing to explore that, in which they keep putting these out. And these are like those, what was it? The last one that came out was, God of Tremors, which was another one shot by Aftershock, a horror book. And Eden was another one too by Colin Bunn. All those have been really, really good. And so that's kind of the vibe that I'm continuing to get from this. And again, on this Halloween kick, this horror genre kick, I think this fits in very well with my list. So that's going to be my number 9 pick, 10 Years to Death. Let's see, going into number 8, I'm going to go with Human Remains issue number 1. Now this caught my attention, well, one, because it's a Vault comic book, very similar to what I just said about Aftershock. A lot of these indie issue number 1s I'm giving a shot just because you never know what you're going to stumble upon, with especially all the new ideas that are out there, all the new creators that are out there, and all the cool, just different stories that are being put out. So, and this is by Peter Milligan, who I was just talking about his other book, which was God of Tremors. And I really like what Peter Milligan's been doing. I know he also did Out of Body, which is another book that's coming out this week. It's actually not on my list, but that's definitely a book I'm still looking forward to as well. So Human Remains, I'm definitely on board for this as well. It says Dax and Bisa love each other, but in the new and terrifying world, love is dangerous. Feeling anything is dangerous. Earth has a new and terrible invader monster that deprive us of the very feelings that make us human. Yeah, so I mean, I'm on board with this. Have no idea otherwise. I mean, a lot of this is just the sell of Peter Milligan. Really like what he's been doing. So I'm going to give this a shot. The artist here, by the way, Sally Cantrino. Am I saying that right? Cantrino. And then, oh, hey, look, Ben Harvey is going to be doing some variant artwork here. Got to meet Ben a couple years ago, actually. All right, well, anyway, so that's going to be my number 8 pick of the week, Human Remains, issue number 1. Let's see, going into number 7, I'm going to take a stab at this book right here, Deathstroke Inc., issue number 1. I am not very familiar with Deathstroke other than what I've been reading in like the Batman series with Tynion, and any other. I'm trying to think where else he shows up recently that I've read in or read about more about Deathstroke, but really don't know much about the character. I want to see where this goes. I think this is a good spot for me to kind of jump in to learn a little bit more about Slade Wilson, and I just see here that it basically he's kind of rejoining this old team of his, the secret organization called Trust, who just want to take down the heavy hitter villains, and he's all in. They supply him with an all new team and resources for his new mission into the in-depth of the weirdest parts of the DCU, including a new partner, Black Canary. Yeah, so that's... oh, and the other thing, too, I wanted to mention was Joshua Williamson, who is going to be taking over Batman once Tynion wraps up. I figured this would be appropriate, too, as I'm sure he's probably going to be trying to tie this story into whatever it is that he's going to be doing with Batman. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to give it a shot. Deathstroke Inc. issue number 1. That'll be my number 7 pick of the week. Going into number 6, I'm going to go with Echo Lands issue number 2. This is an Image comic book. This book, issue 1, really took me by surprise. I didn't know what it was about, what I was really going to get into. I know it made my list, my top 10 list, last month when it was initially coming out for issue 1. One of the other cool things to note is, I don't have an example near me, but the book opens up, the spine is on the side in which normally would be the top of the comic book. So it opens like long ways to read. And so it's really interesting. When I picked it up, it's beautiful artwork. It throws you right in. I don't even know how to describe this. It's this chick who is in a red hood, and she is trying to escape this like army, and she's running through what looks to be like a mesh of history and time. There's I don't even know how else to put it. It's like all these universes come together. Anyways, I think it looked beautiful. The first issue was exciting. We didn't quite know what was going on, but I don't think you really needed to know what was going on. All you really understood was that this girl is running from these bad guys, and you find out that there's some tricks up her sleeve. She has someone that's helping her out, all this other stuff. So I'm really looking forward to issue number 2. And again, a very unique layout of this book. Just something to note along the side. But look at this cover. I mean, it looks stunning. It's like the hand there. It's like a Swamp Thing. It's like, yeah. With a sword. I don't know what's going on. It's all great. It sounds really cool. So that's why it is my number 6 pick on the week. Echo Lands issue number 2. All right, so we are halfway through the list, which means it is time for my weekly community shout out. And today's shout out is going to go to my good friend Mike, aka 50 Cent Comic Collector, over on Instagram. I put his information in the description below. And Mike, he's been the man. He has been the man, and he is a longtime collector. He got his name because he's literally rebuilding his collection based on spending only 50 cents for the majority of his books. I know sometimes he posts some things for like $1 or even some things cheaper, like $0.25. But the guy goes hunting all the time. And when he comes back, he puts it all up on his Instagram story, shows off all the amazing deals that he gets. I don't know how he gets some of these deals. I mean, I've seen the guy find some amazing, like beautiful Silver Age comic books for under, $3 or whatever. So whatever it is, the guy always is showing off some fire. And he's just a really nice guy. I've been talking with him for a while now, and it's been really nice to get to know Mike. He's a really good guy. So if you're looking for someone to talk comics with, I would say follow Mike. I put his information in the description below. Reach out to him, let him know that I sent you there, and say what's up and check out the hauls that he gets from his local comic shop, because it is insane, and especially for the price that he gets it for. But anyways, that's going to be my community shout out of the week. My man Mike, aka 50 Cent Comic Collector. Again, make sure you hit him up. All right, let's get back into the list. All right, jumping back into the list here, we have my number 5 pick, which is Silver City issue number 5. Now, I have been waiting for this issue to come out because it is the final issue. I've decided that with this particular book, I wanted to read it in trade. I wanted to read it, well, I should say, all in one shot. So I read the first issue. I was all in. I even went as far as interviewing the writer, Olivia Cuartero-Briggs. I'll put the link in the description if you guys missed that. For Comic Creator Origins, I had the opportunity to talk with Olivia to hear more about this book. And hopefully I'll reach out. I'll have to reach back out because I want to have her back on the show again to kind of break down the entire series now that this 5th and final issue is out. I'm very curious to see where this series went. I've only read the first issue, but I really, really love the concept of it. And so again, just with so many other things on my plate and what I was reading, I wanted to hold off until this issue 5 came out before I read issues 2, 3, 4, and 5. So really looking forward to that. I'll probably reread 1 again just because. But if you guys have not checked it out yet, again, this is an Aftershock book, so that's another reason why I even gave it a shot to begin with. The artwork is absolutely stunning. It's by Luca Merli. Really, really talented artist. And again, having that discussion with Olivia really just sold me even more so on the book than what I had already read. I mean, I read issue 1 before I even got to talk to her. So it was just a lot of fun to hear the background of where this story came from. So that's going to be my number 5 pick on the week, Silver City issue number 5, but it's kind of a tie-in because I'm going to go back and read 2, 3, and 4 as we get to number 5. So there is that. Really excited for that. And again, check out that interview if you get a chance. I put the information in the description below. So that's my number 5 pick, Silver City issue number 5. All right, coming in at number 4, I'm going to go with Strange Adventure issue number 12. And this is, again, very similar to what I just talked about with Silver City. I have not been keeping up with this series other than reading the first issue. I really, really enjoyed what I read to begin with. But again, this was taking so long to come out. I didn't want to do a month-by-month read on this. So I just decided I'm going to wait until all 12 issues are out, and then I'm going to read it. So my plan is to read the first 11 issues before this comes out, and then be able to read this right as is on the day of release, which it is written by Tom King. So that's one of the main reasons why I even gave it a shot to begin with. I love all of what Tom King does with these miniseries, these 12-issue series. I just feel like he always does a really good job with it. And just generally, I really like his writing. So, and then of course he's being teamed up here with Mitch Gerard, which they've just been unstoppable together. I think they're a really good duo with everything that they work on. So I didn't know much about anything with Strange Adventures, the character, didn't know anything about the characters. Again, kind of going back to very new to DC, very new to just exploring this as I go. But I really enjoyed issue number 1. It's very dark. This is a black label, I should have mentioned, DC Black Label. So definitely has that darker vibe to it as well. And so that's why it's so high on my list. I've actually been really excited to get into finally reading this. I've heard really good things, and I hope it lands on a really good note to finish off. So that's going to be my number 4 pick on the week. Strange Adventures issue number 12, with a side note that I'm reading 1 through 11 again along with it. So if you guys want to take that journey with me, let me know. Curious what you guys think or thought so far of this series. Let's see, going into my number 3 pick. These last 3, I always say this, but these last 3 really could go any direction. They could be a 1A, 1B, 1C, I guess you can say. But if I had to order them, this is the order that I'd put them in. So number 3, I'm going to go with Robin, issue number 6. This series has just been getting better and better and better. And now finally, we are at the point where we're going to get some action. I mean, we've been getting action, but the tournament is about to begin. So if you guys have not been following along, Robin has been entered into this event that happens on this other secret island where apparently if you die, you actually can come back to life. he has to fight to the death with all these other characters who I'm like learning along the way. And I should note this is Damian Wayne, if out of all the Robins, that's who we're talking about here. But I have to say this first 5 issues were just fantastic. And we didn't even get to the tournament yet. So like we're at the tournament, but the tournament didn't officially start. But now that everything that has had to happen did in these first 5 issues, which I recommend going back and reading if you haven't, we finally get to issue 6 now, where I do believe as it says here in the description, let the tournament begin. So really excited for that. Hopefully we get a lot of action scenes. Another book written by Joshua Williamson. I know I mentioned him earlier. Gleb Molnovic doing the artwork, and I really like what Gleb has done in this series. The artwork's just been stunning. So I am all on board with Robin. That's going to be my number 3 pick of the week. Robin issue number 6. Let's see, getting down to it. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Department of Truth issue number 13. It's crazy because like I feel like Department of Truth it's been one of my favorite series like out right now. It's really been up there. And yet every single time it falls short of one. Like I don't know what it is. It always comes into, and hey, second place is still really good. And obviously in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter because this list is just books that I'm really excited for. And either way, like they all could be one in my heart. But if I had to put numbers on them, this is my number 2 book. So, the Department of Truth, issue number 13, James Tynion. Need I say more? Between him and Martin Simmons just doing the artwork, absolutely stunning stuff. Simmons has been back with the series now pretty consistently, which is good because I know I think it was like issue 6 and 7 that they kind of took a break or gave him a break with some other artists coming in who I wasn't really a fan of. Martin Simmons, I am all in on, love his work, and obviously Tynion being Tynion, I'm all in on all that stuff from him. So I'm not going to get into all these details. We do find out in the previous issue 12, that some crazy things happen, or I should say some crazy things are revealed. It was a big reveal at the end. So definitely interested to see where it goes now from here. If you guys have not been reading, I do recommend going back and reading it. I know some of these issues, they have been pretty wordy, but that's just this style. That's what this is. This is not your typical superhero / villain, battle to the death type of story. So you get this more in-depth storytelling, and I really do appreciate how Tynion does it, as it's a comic book, but there are some really wordy sections that are just done in a way that I personally think work really well. So anyways, that's going to be my number 2 pick of the week, Department of Truth issue number 13. All right, and before I get into the last one, just please, again, take a moment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you are in the premiere chat right now, thanks for always hanging out. If you missed the premiere chat and you want to be a part of it, make sure you join us every Thursday, 12:30 Eastern, as that's when these are set to go premiered live, I should say. And if you can't make it, that's okay, because you always have this, this replay that you're watching right now. So either way, please take a moment, leave a comment in the comment section below. That does help the channel, and also helps me know where I'm at with where you're at. So let me know if there's anything that I missed here, if you have any recommendations, if you agree with the list. I'm all for opening up and talking about this stuff. So let me know in the comment section below. And again, really pushing for that 1K, really excited for that. The other thing I wanted to note is we did start Omni X-Men again, so that kicks off this past Tuesday. If you're watching this now, we just did our kickoff show. So this following Tuesday coming up, it'll be on my channel, me and John's Comics with Kids, as we break down more Chris Claremont X-Men, and we'll be breaking down issue 132, I believe. So if you guys are into the Dark Phoenix saga, or if you've never read it before, now's the time to be reading it. You could join in on our conversation about it. And like I said, we are just a couple issues in on that saga. I think it starts on 129. So, read 129, 130, 131, and you are all caught up with us. And hopefully we see you in the chats there. But that's 9 o'clock Eastern time. That'll be on my channel this Tuesday. All right, let's get into this number 1 pick here. And the one thing that goes over, again, Robin and Department of Truth being two top tier books of mine that I've really been enjoying. I have to put Harley Quinn issue number 7 up there as my number 1 pick. Harley Quinn it's just been so good. I've been thoroughly enjoying this. Stephanie Phillips just been doing a tremendous job on the character, and I've just fallen in love with Harley. I've fallen in love with Harley since Tynion has been, really writing her and developing more of the character in the Batman series, and now this. I mean, again, I think Stephanie Phillips is one of my favorite writers right now, just with the work that she's been putting out, generally speaking. And then on top of this, Harley Quinn, it's just been awesome. And to note, this is part of the Fear State event that James Tynion has been putting together. So if you guys have not been following that along, you might want to, or if you just, if you haven't been reading Harley Quinn, we actually just kind of had a little break. So I think that this is going to kind of start this new little mini story arc within this series because it's part of the Fear State tie-in. But it was like the first 5 issues were kind of its own story arc. Setting up where Harley is right now, what she's been dealing with Hugo Strange, some of the other, the other things she's dealing with. And then issue 6, she had a little like visit from Catwoman, and they kind of team up for another issue. And then this past issue technically was the annual. So between 6 and 7 was the Harley Quinn annual, which was also very good. And again, kind of continuing to set up to where this is going to with Fear State. We also learned a little bit more about this new villain, Keepsake. That was in last issue, the annual. And so I think this is gonna kind of pick up where that goes off. I think Keepsake ties into this whole Fear State event that's been going on. So, and I've mentioned this before, but Fear State, if you guys don't know, I mean, I'm all in on this series. On this event. I am going to be, exploring all of what Fear State comes of, or what they put out, all the different series. I know that this past week also there was a Harley Quinn. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like another mini series that was like, I think a tie-in to Fear State. But either way, this is the main series, and it's just been awesome. And Stephanie Phillips is killing it. So I should note here the artists. So normally the artist for the first 5 issues was Riley Rossmo, who I've now become to love, which is this artwork that we're looking at here. This particular issue, it's going to be Laura Braga, Laura Braga was the artist in the annual as well. And I thought it was fine. I didn't have any problems with it. But I do prefer Rossmo, which kind of just sounds crazy because I used to, during like the first issue or two, reading the book with Riley Rossmo doing the artwork, I was like not sure how I felt about it. And over time, I've just completely been sold on Rossmo's style and how it fits the Harley Quinn series. So I miss Rossmo. I hope he comes back to the series soon. And again, nothing against Laura Braga. I think her artwork's fine. I just, I want some more Rossmo in my life for Harley Quinn. So, but anyways, so that's going to be my number 1 pick of the week. If you guys are not reading Harley Quinn, that should say something. You should check it out. You should read it. Even if you're not a Harley fan, even if you've never read anything about Harley, you can easily just jump into issue 1 and just kind of go with it. I think the humor is great. The dialogue's great. There's some fun action involved. It's everything. So I'm all on board and looking forward to more Harley Quinn. This is issue number 7 for my number 1 pick of the week. And guys, we made it. We are finally at the end here. I appreciate everybody who's in the premiere chat right now, who's stuck it out with me, or if you're just watching this on your own time and you've made it here all the way. I really do appreciate you taking the time to do so. Do me a favor, because I'm curious, if you've stayed this long and you're watching, go in the comment section below, leave the pumpkin emoji to show that you've reached to the end of this. I'm just curious, and I do appreciate the support either way, but if you've, drop me a comment, let me know what your recommendations are, and then just leave that little pumpkin emoji in the comment as well, representing that Halloween as we are, looking forward to this Halloween, a month away or so. So my Halloween mode, excuse me. So anyways, so that's my top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day, September 29th. 2021. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying all these series. Either way, thanks so much for taking some time. Smash that like button on the way out. And until next time, I will talk to you later.